Checking connection. Hey, what's up? This is Andy here at Duranglers.
I'm Rob here at Duranglers.
It's July 4th. We got a pretty busy day. Oh, you know what? We're streaming live here. There we go. On Instagram and on Facebook. And while we do that, Rob's going to tie a high and dry parachute. What's up, Caleb? What's going on, guys? We're going to wait for a few people. This is Andy here, and we are going to be talking about fishing right now here in Durango. Again, happy July 4th for those just joining us. And it's been pretty warm lately. You know, we've seen temperatures mid-90s throughout the day, and it's been hot. So we're kind of hoping for some rain coming soon. But with that, you know, we haven't had a lot of snow this past fall, spring. So we are hoping for rain because everything's a little bit low. It's been hot, so fishing in the mornings has actually been really, really good. Hey, what's up, Clayton? Fishing in the morning's been good. Really good on the Animas for sure. We have had a lot of PMDs coming off. PMD dry with a little PMD emerger, dropped off the bend of that, you know, starting around 9 or 10 in the morning has been really, really good. Actually, kind of right at dawn has been good too, throwing little mice patterns or streamers. If you're into that and you like catching bigger fish, which some people do, I believe.
Who doesn't?
Some people like catching bigger fish. But, you know, Colorado does not have, what's up, Tristan? We will say hello to Tristan for you. You know, Colorado doesn't have hoot owl restrictions like Montana does, but we've been asking people, you know, fish in the mornings around noon when the water temperatures get really hot, especially on the Animas, the Rio Grande, the Piedra. Give them a rest, head to the high country. High country's been fishing really good all day, or all day for the most part. There's not, you know, too much as far as, you know, high water temperatures in the high country, so those fish have been doing a little better. But we're talking, you know, 10,000 feet elevation. Lakes and creeks up there have been fishing really well. Fishing does slow down a little bit throughout the middle of the day, but by and large, it's been great up high. The Rio Grande, actually, they don't call it hoot owl restrictions, but they are instituting a no fishing policy afternoons.
We'll be doing it in a minute.
So, you know, we're kind of busy here at the shop, so got a lot going on. Once again, Rob's tying a high and dry parachute. High and dry is essentially an Adams parachute with a little bit more hackle and a moose tail instead of hackle. What would I use in the high mountains? I would be using, one of my favorite flies is what's called a hippie stomper. It's kind of a foam, humpy kind of beetle. That's been a good one for me, size 16. Parachute Adams has been really good.
I'm starting to see some spruce moths too.
Spruce moths too. If you're going up to Mollis, I would get up there in the mornings. I actually fished Little Mollis the other day. Little Mollis was okay, but mornings were better. A lot of, you know, Parachute Adams, size 16 in the morning. If you get out there kind of more in the middle of the day, I would try and have, if you can, have a little kick boat or even a paddleboard. There's been a few people up there paddleboarding around, but no one was fishing. You can just kind of get out a little farther, catch some of those fish. Fish sitting a little deeper middle of the day, so like a little bugger. But you will see fish come up too, so it's harder to sight fish those fish middle of the day. So, you know, a little bugger, maybe with some weight and a wet fly drop behind it. No trout about it. We are tying a high and dry parachute. One of the flies that we kind of have standard here at the shop as far as what we use. It's not really sold all over the place, but it's one of our favorite parachutes. Yeah, for sure. Husky. Any other questions, let me know. High and dry, though, a little bit more hackle, a little bit more I shouldn't say a little bit more. Different tail. It's a moose tail, stacked moose. On the Animas, so what's going on the Animas is PMDs, caddis, and tricos we've seen a lot, especially in the mornings. Rio Grande PMDs are going off too. We were just talking about the high country creeks. One thing about the high country is because of the 416 fire, the Hermosa is closed. All of the entire drainage of Hermosa is closed, but Lime Creek, Cascade Creek, a lot of the other high country creeks and lakes are open, and they're fishing really good too. Another good option is lakes. Vallecito Lake has been pretty sweet if you're into catching smallmouth. Poppers, crayfish patterns. They've been sitting kind of in structure. You can even sight fish them here and there when you see them. If you have like a paddleboard or something, it's kind of hard to wade just because the water's so low. The bank's been muddy, but if you're not worried about getting wet, you can wade out pretty far and catch fish.
Your favorite band is on the radio.
We're gonna do a little side note. I personally think the Red Hot Chili Peppers are one of the worst popular bands right now, and we're currently listening to them in the shop. If you want to disagree about that, we can, but I just your Hamburglar fly worked great online yesterday. Sweet. That fly is almost sold out because it works really good. I grabbed a couple the other day. It's a great high country creek and lake pattern, especially up around 11,000, 12,000 feet. You'd be surprised how many of those beetles get, blown into the air and sent, a couple thousand feet and dropped into a lake up high. I do like that fly. It's a good dry dropper too. It floats really well with a lot of foam. So yeah, if you guys are interested too, we're going to be saving this this video on our Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, so you guys can come back to it if you need a report. Feel free to ask any questions. Can kind of go through some other, if you want to talk about lakes really quick. Vallecito has been fishing really good. Navajo has been fishing really, really good. Navajo is a little bit different in that it's better to have a boat, but you can shore fish it out there for bass, carp too. There's been really good carp fishing out there. And then Pewitt, Pastoris is open. So we've got a lot of lakes around here. And then the San Juan also has been fishing really, really good. They just bumped the flows up to 1150, which seems a little bit high if you're wade fishing, but that actually spreads the fish around a lot. I like to guide it down there at this flow just because you can find a lot of fish in a lot of really different spots that most people don't typically fish. Typical gray and olive midge pupa has been working really well, but bigger terrestrials too have been catching fish. A lot of people don't fish terrestrials on the San Juan for the reason that they assume small stuff is what's needed, but I would fish a big hopper. Ants too, crickets are a good option. So if you guys are in town today, it's July 4th once again. Happy 4th of July. We're open. We're going to be open until, things start to slow down, probably parade time or so, but we'll see. Stop in. We'd love to help you out. Oh, no. We talked about the ants. Ants are a good one. But Donnie in Taos, I have a feeling that most people still won't tie one on. They think that midge pupa is what's needed. They have that bobber rig. So we got the high and dry here, tied with moose tail, keeps it up high. We can bring that a little closer. Okay. Actually, here, I'll grab this one.
Yeah.
Got one right here. You guys can see that. It's high and dry. Moose tail. High and dry. Moose tail. Griffiths. True. We big parachutes, strangely enough, with a very, very, very thin body, like a size 14. If you were to take this fly, have a lot thinner body, and cut the tail off, this works pretty good as a midge cluster too. It's weird.
Also a black stimulator, another one in like a 14, 16 size, good pattern. Durango's Peacock Caddis, which is a black caddis pattern. Really good for midge cluster down there as well.
So yeah, there's our little fishing report for today. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll keep this up for a while. Thanks, Donnie. You been fishing out there much? Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys.
Anyone got any questions?
We're good.